All right, you guys, I've been using this mouse for a while now, and wow, I have some thoughts to share. First of all, let's talk about the overall intention of this mouse. So this mouse was clearly aimed to be a redesign of the Logitech G305, which is a really famous mouse that I personally used for many years. I have a review of that on my channel as well. This is sort of Logitech's latest iteration of that same mouse. Wow, you guys, there's so many things they did so right with this thing, but then so many things they did just so wrong. But let's see what kind of conclusion we can come up with here. So, all right, guys, first things I always look at, as I tell you when I look at any new mouse, are the skates. Now, I have two versions of this mouse. One of them has the grips, and then one of them does not have the grips. I wanted to test side by side. First thing I would say, guys, the very first thing I noticed with this mouse, even before the skates actually, in this particular case, is just how back heavy this thing was. Now, if you use the AA battery this thing ships with, the back heavy nature of this mouse is just insane. I mean, I would say it's unusable. Now, I had been using a AAA battery, which if you guys don't know this little hack by now, you really should learn this because it will save you a lot of weight. Basically what you do, get a piece of aluminum foil and then just put it right in there, kind of like that, doesn't really matter. Take your battery and then just push it in there, kind of like that. Then turn it on and you see that it's on. That alone is going to save you a lot of weight from having to use the AA battery this thing shipped with. Now, when you do that, it is a lot less back heavy, which is good. And I am using a alkaline AAA. I actually have on order a couple of lithium ion AAA, which are going to be about 4 grams lighter than this. These alkaline AAAs weigh in at about like 11.5 grams, and the lithium ion batteries weigh in at about 7.5 grams. So it'll be even lighter when I get those new batteries. But even with that, it is still a little bit back heavy. Now, it is made much more acceptable by use of these grips, is what I noticed. Because when you're gripping on the mouse with those grips, it doesn't slide out of your hands as much. Now, when you use the mouse without the grips, this is the one I've been using most actually as a test sample, you can find that the back heavy nature, it just kind of makes the back of the mouse slip a little bit in your hand because you're trying to grip it, but there's not a lot of grip on the sides. So that is one problem. So I would definitely use the grips. You get grips that go with the front clicks as well. I don't think you really need those. I think mostly you just want the ones on the side. These are the same grips that the Superlight ships with. They're not like the best in my opinion, just in the sense they don't look very premium. They work fine, but like if you've ever seen like Razer grips, they look a little bit just more premium in my opinion, and they feel a little bit better too with some texture. These are not bad though, don't get me wrong. These are perfectly fine and they work. So no complaints, but it, is what it is. Now, a couple more ways you can save some weight in this mouse. Of course, you can take off that little plastic sticker. And then you also actually don't even need to use this thing. This weighs like maybe 1 or 2 grams. So you can save some weight that way. So when you take that off, put a lithium ion battery in there, this is gonna weigh in at about like 73, 74 grams-ish. I don't have a scale, so I can't tell for sure, but that is pretty much what it weighs in at. Now, I've heard this rumor online, which I think is probably true, honestly. The reason that Logitech chose to use an external battery on this mouse rather than an internal battery like on the G Pro Superlight 2, I think honestly, you guys, is probably because they want to sell more power play modules. Because honestly, with the battery out of this thing, this one has no battery in it, then the weight is perfectly evenly distributed and the mouse just feels great. It's about 68 grams in that case, and man, it just feels really, really perfect. The shape is perfect. The weight distribution is perfect. But with that battery, it does feel a little bit back heavy, and I'm tempted to buy that. I'm not going to do it, but it's tempting because this would be, I think, the perfect mouse in that opinion. So let's talk about it a little more in detail. So you guys, the shape on this mouse, I just think is absolutely perfect. It's all personal preference, I know, but I just feel like so incredibly precise with this thing. Even more so, honestly, than the G Pro Superlight, which is their flagship mouse. I actually am not in love with this shape. I mean, it's a perfectly fine shape and I've used it for a while, but it does feel not quite as precise. This shape feels a lot more precise. A couple other things. The mouse skates on this are actually better in my opinion than the Superlight G Pro 2 or G Pro Superlight 2, whatever it's called, skates. These are really bad, sandpaper-ish type skates. Makes the mouse feel a lot heavier. In fact, this is a heavier mouse, but in my opinion, I'm not even joking you guys, it definitely feels lighter in practice because the skates are a lot more smooth. And it's not because they're new. I've been using this one too for a while, which is a few weeks old now, and even this one is still good. So it's just really interesting, you guys. A couple other things that I really like about this, the clicks. Here's a click test. Now, if you guys have used the Logitech G309, the clicks sound and feel very similar to that. They are very easy to actuate. Unlike the G Pro Superlight 2, I find these clicks just really bad in my opinion. They take so much force to actuate. So when I do like the mouse accuracy test online, I miss half the targets because sometimes I'll put pressure through my index finger onto the click and my brain will think that I have applied enough pressure to actuate the click, and then I move the mouse instinctively, but then I actually didn't put enough pressure in to actuate the click. So I end up missing that target because the muscle memory is really hard to memorize with this because it's just so heavy. These are a lot lighter and just a lot more intuitive and just so much better, you guys. And I really just feel like this is a better mouse than the Logitech G Pro Superlight 2, which is really weird to say. But a couple of gripes with this thing. First of all, the click buttons, they kind of hang off the edge a little bit, as you can see. I don't know why Logitech does that. I mean, it just kind of makes it look like it's misaligned. Like, I don't love this little gap here. And then especially when you have like the click buttons protrude off the edge, it seems like this is supposed to just go back more. So I don't really know what that's all about. But you know, whatever, it's fine. The scroll wheel is really good. It's really good, you guys. It's buttery smooth. There's definitely distinct stages in between each cycle. And the click is also great. It does take a little bit of force to do, but it's not that bad. And then side buttons are really good. Here's a sound test. Now, one thing with these side buttons, you'll notice that if I click and pull my thumb away, there's no like stick, right? Some mice, like I've seen this on Corsair mice, for example, you click and hold and pull away, and then the side button kind of rattles with your thumb. I don't get that here, which is great. And then we have a middle button, which you can program for anything. It's supposed to be a DPI button, but you can obviously make it do whatever you want. So that's pretty cool. And then you also have the really cool thing with this mouse too, is you can use the Lightspeed USB receiver, or you can also use USB. So that's really great. The wireless receiver is USB-A. I think we're kind of past that now, honestly. I don't know why they don't just give you a USB-C one, but it is what it is. So anyway, you guys, this, honestly, I've been using the G Pro Superlight 2 for, I don't know, over a year now, I think. And I gotta say, guys, this is gonna be my new main. I can click a lot better with it. I love the clicks. They're much nicer in my opinion. Oh, and they're quieter. Did I mention they're quieter? So you could use this in an office environment too, I feel like, and get away with it. And I just think that the shape and the lightweight nature and tactile feel of the clicks make this a better mouse than the G Pro Superlight 2, in my opinion. This is going to be my new main. Like I said, just use a AAA battery, lithium ion if you can, and use the grips. You're going to want the grips too. But guys, awesome mouse, highly recommend it. I don't know why this has been getting so much flack online. I think it's actually a really great mouse. A couple things Logitech could have done better. I mean, don't make it back heavy, put an internal battery in there, and you know, maybe get rid of this weird shenanigans nonsense. I don't know what that's all about again, but you know, scoot that back. Don't make it back heavy, and make it lighter if you can. And man, you guys, this would be like a knockout mouse. But anyway, just my two thoughts. Great mouse. Thanks for watching.